some experts as well are saying that the SAPS appears to be losing the battle against this organized crime, and this according to, of course, some of the stats that we've seen. Some of the heights, of course, have been recorded between January and August, but we've also seen police in some of the instances foiling the cash in transit heists just before they actually happen. So is it a case of a win or is it a lose? Let's get some answers for you now. We are joined by Deputy National Police Commissioner for Crime Detection, Lieutenant General Shadrack Sibiya. Thank you so much for your time and for coming to the studio.
Thank you.
There's been, a lot of talk about what we are seeing unfolding before our eyes. I mean, I'm sure you've seen even some of the videos on social media when it comes to cash and transit heists. And some of the experts are saying, given what we are seeing, police appear to be losing the battle. Are you?
I quite can't agree with that kind of thinking, because we've seen the police, out of 43 cases, or in 43 cases where you find that we've arrested up to 80 people. And those that are related to cash in transit directly, you find that we've arrested 51, up to 51 out of 15 cases. So we do respond to the cash in transit. Unfortunately, crime is there. You can't stop crime 100%. It will always be there. It is there in any country.
I wonder, though, when it comes to what we're seeing, and we see how it appears as if some of these guys are running well-oiled machine, and I'm putting it in inverted commas, because we see the explosions, we see what's happening. Take what happened on the N12, for example, and you see the explosion of cars. They carry dangerous explosives and all of that. Are they getting a bit more sophisticated, and what kind of approach are you as the SAPS using to go into this?
Look, you are dealing with highly sophisticated organized crime syndicates here, and some of them of which are highly trained. We've seen in the past where you find that you do have some of the paramilitary trained people from your Zimbabwe, Mozambique, but some of them are mostly trained snipers, people who are skilled in driving, people who can really drive fast, who have been protectors before, or those that have done advanced training. And you must also consider the dynamics involved here. For an example, when you look at the N12 one, they continue to improve their way of operations as well. Where, for instance, they conduct a CIT, and thereafter, they will just hijack another car, hold a woman at gunpoint, and use the woman as a human shield. Now, the police, even though the police were in the vicinity to approach and shoot at such a car, they have got to think twice.
But the police were late. I mean, 30 minutes of what unfolded right there, we don't see them anyway.
No. Remember, the police can't be everywhere. And when you count the number of cash vans that are there, you've got over 700 cash vans that are all over everywhere. We can't, for every van, set a police car behind a van. Now, what happens is that you do your deployment, you do your high-density operations, you focus on your hotspot areas, and you put systems in place. But just where you least expected, this is where it will happen. Remember, we've got also weaknesses within the system. Some of the people involved, or that are involved in the cash industry themselves, be it whether at a bank, cash industry, or shops next door, they also cooperate or collaborate with these individuals. They work with them. So the police they continue to devise some strategies also to keep up.
So the reason I ask that, General, is because I come from that area, for example. Right there where it happened, the police station is not too far.
Yes.
And someone could have alerted the police as to what exactly was going on there, but you are watching the situation. It's unfolding for around 30 minutes. Are we saying that police were not even able to detect that, despite the fact that they may have been deployed elsewhere, but could they not change course and go to that particular situation that was unfolding on a national highway?
Remember that we deploy nationally, and as we deploy, even through our high-density operations where we place police all over Gauteng, as and when it happens, remember they block the roads both ways, and no vehicle can actually pull through in between. Whether we like it or not, you can't stop your police vehicle and run on foot. And how they deploy, these people, remember they planned Some of them are well trained. What they will do is they will place the first team here, the second team a kilometer away, the third team maybe 3 kilometers away, up until where the whole scene is. So whatever that you do, you start calculating from far. You don't just come running fast, driving fast to the scene. That's how many police officials also got caught up in a situation in the firing line. So it is not an easy process as many think that, or would want to believe that, no, it is just easy, the police are just taking their time. No, it's highly sophisticated.
And so when it comes to that, then intelligence gathering becomes critical. Do you have a sufficient supply of that, or because we've seen what has happened with state crime intelligence in the past? But do you now have a situation where that is under control and you're able to detect, as we've seen in some of the cases where police come in and they are caught even before they can be able to carry out these crimes?
I can assure you, our intelligence are hard at work. All the operations that we've seen, the intelligence structures provided that information. That is why you will see that mostly we even go to an extent of now finding them before they go in for their action. We go where they are gathered at their safe houses and we dislodge them from there. Many a times we've disrupted many. We've foiled many. That is just unfortunate that those that we have foiled, we cannot also come to TV and say, this is what we've done. But many we've managed to disrupt, many we've managed to stop. Sometimes they plan, and then when they see a helicopter patrolling up there, or the police vans, the police presence, they stop. But it does happen.
So let's then look at, of course, someone is watching tonight, and the big concern has now moved from even, what happens at the scene, but to some of the motorists that could be driving, approaching. As this situation unfolds right before your eyes, what do you do as a motorist? This
is where we need the community and the nation to rise up in support of the police and against these criminals. Remember, these are our brothers, our sisters, our fathers. We know them. And they do it on a daily basis. These are your next door neighbors. You do know that this man is not employed, but you can see they're building a beautiful house, buying expensive cars. Come to the police, give the police information. Let the whole country rise against these individuals. Let's flush them out of the system. We can together make cash and transit to be something of the past. So if then I'm driving and it unfolds before me, do I stop? Do I pull over? What do I do? Because a number of people are asking those questions. Rather stop, play safe. You can't endanger your life. These are barbaric criminals. These are heartless people. They don't hesitate to shoot. They don't hesitate to kill. These are people who are ready to die. These are people who are ready to kill at any given moment. When you see it happening, just pull off, stop. What about the members of the public who, after that happens, go and take the money? Well, unfortunately, this is crime as well, and they putting their life at risk, because remember that some of the detonators might have been, they haven't detonated, and it is risky to jump in there because anything can happen. It's just like walking into a war zone and you see another bomb that hasn't exploded. You can't just jump in there because you want money. All right. As a final question then, General, you say that the intelligence is at work over time to try and ensure that you really bring down what we are seeing here. But are you after the masterminds? Have they been identified? Are they known? Because it does look like there are some individuals that are fueling what we are seeing. The masterminds are known. The National Commissioner actually over the weekend called a meeting and said, look, this thing must be something of the past, the cash in transit. I want results before or within a period of time. So what is that period of time? Are you able to share? Well, within the period of 3 months, we must have changed the ball game completely. But since it is December period, we will be launching in the near future, we will be launching our safer festive season, and we'll also continue to up our game when it comes to our high density operations and making sure that we keep our community safe. But we'll make sure that we deploy accordingly, and our intelligence will also make sure that whatever information they have, and we'll continue to keep on tracking them, those that are involved, because we do have tracking teams on the ground that are in possession of the warrant of arrest. We're looking for them. They don't sleep even where they are. And then we'll also make sure that we monitor even their respective lawyers, because they use this stolen money to pay their lawyers. We'll focus on that. We'll invite SARS in there as well. We'll also do our financial and asset tracking. We'll also include our FIC, our asset for future unit, to make sure that crime does not pay.
All right, General, I think let's speak again then. You know, after, as you say, you've now been given this task to make sure that this is a thing of the past, but let's see what happens with this one, because it's really concerning, and a lot of communities, as you say, also knowing and having information and being urged to come forward. That was Deputy National Police Commissioner for Crime Detection, Lieutenant General Shadrack Sibiya.